sampling beaches to test for contaminants that might be a risk to swimmers' health. And what we're looking for is E. coli levels. What we do is we take an average of samples taken across the beach. That average taken from those 5 samples, if it's above the provincial threshold for E. coli, then we consider posting a swim advisory, which would be protective of the swimmer's health. The samples are collected about 18 inches below the water. So there is sort of specific criteria so that we're collecting from similar locations each time. So each of those 5 samples are collected from the same spot and at the same depth below the water, so that we have some consistent results to compare over time. Beaches can have elevated bacteria due to sewage, leaky septic systems, stormwater outfalls, bird and animal droppings that wash into the water. And when we have really, really heavy rains, we do see that. So in our area, our data shows us that heavy rains are one of the main contributors across all of our beaches. And so what heavy rains do is it washes all the contaminants from surrounding area into the water. And then the water needs the lake needs just time to naturally recover from that, but it usually will recover, and it usually recovers within 24 to 48 hours. We very rarely close a beach. A beach may be closed if there's a very, very significant human sewage impact that is confirmed, or if there is a chemical spill, or even blue-green algae. A beach might be closed because blue-green algae will release toxins. However, most of the postings that we do have are just advisories. So they're warnings that at the time that we sampled, there was elevated bacteria. So just a warning to swimmers that if you are going to go in, maybe don't dunk your head. Definitely never drink the water, and also practice good hand hygiene when you're at the beach. We keep our website up to date daily throughout the week, Monday to Friday, so all of our most current results, whether a beach has been posted with an advisory or lifted, is all available on our website.
Game On After Dark started back in 2019, and it kind of started as a bit of a brainchild of mine where we kind of wanted to engage a broader audience. So we have a whole roster of some really great family-friendly events, but we found that there was a market that we hadn't quite tapped into and an audience that we weren't reaching. So Game On After Dark is geared towards those 19 to about 35 or older, with the main focus being on pop culture, video games, comics, cosplay, all of those pieces. So we thought this was a great opportunity to reach an audience that's not typically engaged in some of our other events. And also with gaming just becoming more and more popular over the years, and esports in particular really taking off, we thought this was a really cool opportunity to engage those audience and tap into that market. So for different this year, we've added a couple new elements. We have a neon fun zone on site, so attendees can make their own custom neon signs that they can take home after the event. We also have our returning escape room by Escape Room Barrie. OMG Games is coming back with the board game lounge in the lower lobby. And then we have our video game tournament, which is Call of Duty this year. We're really excited about that. We also have a secondary, more so of a fun, friendly competition where there's no prizes, is the Super Smash Bros. So once you've done your Call of Duty tournament, get your score, hopefully you win and be crowned Barrie's Ultimate Gamer. But if you want to take a little bit of a backseat and have more fun, casual gaming, there's also Super Smash Bros. For that. Our Call of Duty tournament is hosted by Infinite, who is the voice of Street Fighter 3, which is really exciting, and we're super happy to have him back again with this year. He'll also be joined by Louise Jackson, who is a motivational speaker, so we're also very excited to have her back again this year. Registration for the tournament is free and it is open, so please feel free to visit barrie.ca/gameon for all of the details and to register for the free tournament.
Barrie's new waste collection carts are rolling out. Beginning September 8th, organics and garbage must be placed in the city-provided carts for collection. Roll the carts as close to the road as possible. and place them on a level surface, on the boulevard or your driveway. Give your cart space. Leave 2 feet between each cart and ensure the arrows on the lid point towards the street.
We know that the curbside changes and what happens at the curb is what most people associate with waste management, right? It's the service that is seen every week. Behind the scenes, there's a lot of magic that goes on to make sure that those materials that are collected are taken care of. And really at the center of all we do is really is the landfill, right? It is our I would argue that it is one of the city's most critical assets. You know, I think historically folks have thought of it as a dump, right? We hear that a little bit still, right? I'm going to go to the dump. It is actually a really interesting piece of engineering. I think really you have to kind of look at the provincial context. So Ontario is actually running out of places to put their garbage. Last I heard, it's about 9-10 years. There is actually one organization that actually has a countdown clock. And for municipal staff, that is very sobering, right? That it isn't just our city, but within the province, there is going to be an issue where we put our garbage. 30% of our garbage that we're landfilling, a little bit over, is comprised of food and organic waste that could be diverted. So that is something that we're focusing on. We need to get that material into the green bin. It is collected, it is transferred where it is composted, but it is composted right there in Arthur and then used as a soil amendment.
We're approaching our 25th year with Theatre by the Bay. We started back from, a Shakespeare down at the tent. Some of you might remember big white tent down by the water, and then evolved with different places around town, did musicals, contemporary work. So now we're kind of mixing it all together to create enjoyable, accessible theater. The challenge, like every nonprofit theater across Canada is, it's financial, so it can be a challenge that way. But the other side is just really making sure that people come out and enjoy it. And that's something that we want to embrace, people coming together, community coming together and celebrating excellent talent. No matter what type of show you're putting on, if it's drama or musical or Shakespeare or whatever it is, being creative and getting the word out early of what we're doing is really, really important. Advertising goes so far, so having people have experience being in the theater and then telling people is crucial to the survival, I think, of theater across Canada. So for us, it's really important to create that sustainability, be fiscally responsible, but also be artistically interesting, right? Have the integrity on that side to build it up. For the Stars Come Out, doing big fundraisers like that, Larissa Mayer co-producing with me on this, it's amazing. Our founder has come back and to do that, but bringing in some of these big talented names and that everybody can access, it's just enjoyable. So we have different price points and that's one thing we want to enjoy. But that big fundraiser really helps launch us into the next season. And we have found here in Barrie, the generous support. Tourism Barrie has been a big partner, downtown Barrie, City of Barrie, of course, as well, and many others. So they step up, and that's crucial to anybody's survival. Even for people that are like, I'm not sure about theater, you'll be blown away. You will just appreciate the level of talent. In the past, we've had artists like the Tenors have come up, Colm Wilkinson, So it's this level of professionalism and talent that we're able to access. So it's going to be phenomenal.
Want to share news from your area? We'd love to hear from you. Email us with your community updates and be part of the conversation.